Welcome to the Woman Who Makes Things Happen show. My name is Agnes van Rhijn. I'm a life and business success mentor to women entrepreneurs and small business owners who want to create success, but on their own terms. So whatever success means to them, I help them implement the mindset, the strategies, the systems, and the tools that will help them work on their business and no longer in it. At the Women Who Make Things Happen show, today it's my privilege to be interviewing Milly Nickolson. Milly is also known as Milly Madness. She's trained in classical ballet with the McGown School of Dancing and learned acrobatics and circus arts under the very watchful eye of Poppy Clemence, a champion acrobat. She spent years dedicating herself to the art of entertaining children and even worked on tour with a real circus in the UK. Milly has been surrounded and trained by some of the best artists that the UK has to offer. She and her husband now run a successful kids entertainment business. Welcome to the Woman Who Makes Things Happen show, Milly. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Well, other than having a cough, good question. So I hope I won't be disturbing the show too much. I've been sick for 2 weeks, and now the remainings are a cough, and my voice is coming and going. So,
oh, bless you.
Of my voice will be all relative. So, tell us more about you. Tell us your story.
Well, there's a lot to tell. So I suppose it all started when I went to my first circus when I was very little. And I just sort of absolutely loved it. I saw these clowns making people laugh and and I thought that's a really wonderful job. And I've always, my mum sort of, she jokes and says I danced out of the womb. So it was kind of something natural that was going to happen. I was going to end up being an artist of some description. And I sort of spent my entire life thinking, what better job can you have than making people happy? I grew up in a very strict forces family. So we didn't have that many, we had amazing happy memories as children, but obviously we were subjected to see sort of other things that were going on, and we were always very worldly as children. Our parents brought us up to be very worldly and understand what was going on. And it wasn't until I got to high school that I realized, actually, this isn't just a flash in the pan. This isn't something that will be nice to do at the weekend. This is something I'm going to dedicate my life to. My life is, I have the privilege of being alive to help other people feel joy and to feel happy. And quite frankly, I don't think there is anything better we can do. I mean, there's so many negatives in the world saying you mustn't do this and you mustn't do this and you must conform and you must this, that and the other. And I just thought, no, actually, I'm not going to do that. I mean, if you look at any successful woman, successful man, they've done something different. And I thought, no, I'm going to do something different to make other people happy. And I've never looked back. So it's really good fun. So that's sort of where I started. Much to my mother's disappointment, I ran away and joined the circus. So I didn't run, I had her blessing to go. And it was absolutely fantastic. And I learned trapeze, I learned aerial, I learned everything that I possibly could. It was a case of, oh, Milly, we're doing this today. Do you want to try? And I was like, yeah, I'm there. So I managed the box office as well. The only person that spoke English on the show, which was great.
That must be something in a circus environment. You must have all type of nationalities there.
Well, this is it. It was great because I picked up so many languages as well. So it's lovely when parents now, they phone me for a party and they sort of say, oh, my English isn't so great. And I go, well, what do you speak? Let me see if I can help. And it helps in London. It's so metropolitan.
Very cosmopolitan, yeah.
Which is really good. But unfortunately I had an injury. So it sort of stopped the career overnight, which was, it was crushing. It was absolutely devastating. And for a long time I thought, how on earth am I going to come back from this? This isn't something that a little bit of physical therapy and an operation is going to cure. This is something I'm stuck with now. So I did go a little bit.
So Milly, just 1 second. How old were you then? How long had you been doing it?
I'd been doing it for most of my teen life. So I was in my very early 20s, and it was crushing. But I think my upbringing and my conviction of I have been so lucky to be surrounded by so many positive women and men, and so I just thought, what, I can either just carry on this little self-destruct spiral, or I can pick myself up, dust myself off, and go, what's next? And that's exactly what I did. So I thought, yeah, okay, let's see what else I can do. No one person is a one-trick pony. I hate that. So I thought, yeah, let's train in something else. Let's do something else. Let's have some more fun. And then Milly Madness kind of happened completely by accident.
There is no such a thing as by accident.
Yeah, A beautiful coincidence. But I never expected in my wildest dreams that I would ever be a businesswoman, or responsible for other people's jobs and other people's income. And it's wonderful. I absolutely love it. I regularly shock people when I go to networking events. They go, "Oh, so what business school did you go to?" And I go, "I didn't." So I use the expertise of lots of people in things that I don't know about. So I've got a wonderful accountant. Wonderful accountant, wonderful admin.
Delegation.
Yes,
outsourcing.
yes, that's the most important word. But yeah, it's really good fun. It's a wonderful business to be in. It's incredibly competitive, and I love that. And it's a new challenge every day. So it's just wonderful. It's really, it made me understand why things happened in my life the way they happened, because now I've got everything I could possibly want and more. So, and it's only going to get better.
Excellent. So if we rewind a little bit, because so what is interesting in your situation, quite often on the show, I have a woman who either had a dream for a long time and, followed her passion, made it happen, etc. Or at some point in life stood in a way and she turned it around and made something out of it. In your case, it's both. That's very interesting. So I love that. And so to help viewers understand the process that you go through in a situation like that, and I definitely know everything about that also, even if it's in a complete different setting than yours. So one thing is very clear: you have been brought up in a very positive environment, and that is definitely something that I'm always preaching, that look at the positive in your life. So that definitely helped you. But from the moment that life threw those lemons to you, and that all of a sudden it was so difficult, how did you move from that situation into making something out of it and linking it back to your passion? Have you a specific process that you now think of and that you see that happens, or what happens?
Yeah, so with me, it was literally, I got so fed up of the same thing, the same job, the same wages, the same, because I lived in Cornwall. I moved back home with my parents, and Cornwall is lovely. It's beautiful. You must go. You really must go. It's amazing. But it's small, and there's only so far you can go. And I think that life is such a gift that we need to use every day like it's our last. And I got so fed up with the mundane, and I thought, this is not good for me. I want to scream. I want to shout. And then literally I woke up one morning with the realization of, do you know what? Nobody is going to do things for you. You need to get up and do it yourself. And that's exactly what I did. And I wouldn't have been able to have done that without the help of my mother, my father, Poppy, my amazing coach. And, and I thought, I'm better than this. I can do better than this. And, I have not trained my entire life for this, just to let it dwindle away. This is my passion. This is what I do. This is me. I am Millie Madness, and I'm going to go and do it. And it felt good. I sort of, remember waking up and punching the air and thinking, right, the dull days are gone. Let's move forward. Let's have some rainbows, have some fun. And literally then sort of I've lived every single day of my life thinking, when I go to bed, have I done the best I can today? If I haven't, then I get up and do something else. And because it's not right, especially as women. This is our time. This is the women's time to do amazing things, to outstand everybody, to say to all the people that ever said to you, oh, be a good girl, get married, because I had a lot of that. And I just love to turn around and go, yeah, I did get married. I've got 2 children, but I also run a business, and I'm also incredibly happy running that business. And there really is no woman like a businesswoman. And I've met so many wonderful women who spend their entire lives juggling their children, their husbands, their work commitments, their volunteering commitments, but they still put on a brave face and go, do you know what? I'm a woman. I'm fantastic. And this is the thing. We are all amazing in our own individual way, and we have to use our talents. If you don't use your talents, if you don't do what you're good at, and you don't do what makes you happy, life's going to be dull, and it's going to be dull.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you've just got to go, do you know what, world? Yeah, I'm coming for you.
So to unfold the process you describe, from what I'm hearing, you did not go from a situation where all of a sudden life stood in the way to immediately having that marvelous idea of what you could be doing next. You did in between try other things, experienced it, and found out that this didn't work for you. So for the listeners, there is a process. You don't wake up just like that. And it's all set. So I quite often say also to my clients that it's often by somehow feeling disconnected, somehow reaching a bottom, that then of course one day you think too much is too much, I don't want this anymore, and then you become very creative. You step out of your comfort zone, as we call it, which often is not very badly called a comfort zone, by the way. And then you start thinking out of the box and finding alternatives.
You have to, I think we have to embrace the bottom.
Yes,
because without the bottom there is no top.
You can't go deeper.
You've got to.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you look back at that time where you then, from a place of this doesn't work for me anymore, I'm looking at other opportunities, I'm looking at how I can connect to my passion, etc. What in that process would you say has been the most challenging for you?
Probably when I sort of first started, because Millie Madness didn't happen overnight. It was a long process of, is this the right thing to do? There are 47 companies in my area doing a very similar thing. Is this the right thing to do? Is it stupid to take this on? And then my big moment of, no, Millie, you need to do this and you need to do this now, was when I got married. My husband's amazing. And we found out we were expecting our first baby. And I was unemployed. Well, I wasn't unemployed. I was a student. I was thinking about becoming a midwife, which completely out of character. I would have made a dreadful midwife. I don't like blood. Not good for me at all. Really silly thing to do, but I really did enjoy the part of the course that I stayed on. And I didn't have a job. Nobody would employ me because I was pregnant. And I thought, no, I need to do something. This isn't about me anymore. This is about my daughter. And we had a very rough pregnancy. We very nearly lost her. On numerous occasions, but each one of those little knockbacks, I was thinking, no, this is the universe saying, Millie, this is your time, make it happen. And once I'd finished my statutory maternity, which, as I'm sure lots of our sisters can appreciate, wasn't great financially, but good to tide us over, I went, right, now I'm doing this. And I sat down and I wrote exactly what I wanted to do, and I've still got the original pieces of paper, my business plan, if you would. And I went, yep. And I sort of thought, well, do I approach a bank about this? Do I approach a funding circle, or do I just try and do it myself? And literally, I started with one tiny little suitcase with all my bits, with some borrowed props, some old stuff from the circus, some old costumes, and built it and built it and built it and built it. And within sort of 3 months of opening, we'd filled our diary for the year. So I took on another person. And then within 2 weeks of having her, sort of people were going, oh, she's got spaces again. And they were phoning us up left, right and centre. And now we have 15 entertainers. They all work every weekend. They're all absolutely amazing. They're all beautifully trained actors, singers, dancers. They're wonderful people. And again, they are just so much energy. They've just got so much zest. And I love them. They've become my family. We are a bit like a sorority and a fraternity, really. So we were very interactive with each other's lives. My children love them all as well, which is great. So it's must be something to have you all together, because if they all are that sparkling as you are, there must be quite a lot of energy. Drink with us one day. You'll come out for a drink with us one day, and you'll have the time of your life. Seriously.
Excellent. So, sorry.
No, bless you.
So, what I'm interested in understanding as well, because for women it is quite often something that is quite difficult, that you refer to early in our conversation, is the process of delegating. How did you... So at some point, there you are, a business owner, an entertainer, that takes time. There you are, a mother, a wife, well, all those multiple hats that we wear. So how did you at some point understood that you needed to delegate, and more importantly, how did you manage to do so? Because women can be control freaks.
Oh, we are, and again, we need to embrace that. That's not necessarily a bad thing. But for me, it was my first tax return. and it arrived and it landed on my floor, and literally my hands were shaking when I opened it, because I've never been good at maths. And I opened it and I thought, oh my gosh. And for the first time, my business made me cry. It was it was the first time I actually sat and wept. I went, oh, I can't do this. Oh. So I phoned my dad. My dad is now a very successful business owner in his own right. He's got a driving school and he's amazing. So I phoned him in tears on the phone. He sort of said, pull yourself together and phone me back in 10 minutes and we'll go through it. And it's then I realized that, do you know what, there is somebody who doing this is their passion. They feel the same way I feel about entertaining. You know, they feel this way about doing a tax return. And I thought, yeah, let's find somebody that can do that. So I started the process of looking for a really amazing accountant. And I found an absolutely fantastic, we're completely chalk and cheese, but we get along beautifully because we've got a wonderful professional relationship. And he sort of pointed out a lot of places where I was going wrong. And again, these are things that I didn't know. And so it was then I sort of thought, okay, well, let's see what other pool, in that great big pool of talent, especially here in Ealing where I live. There are so many entrepreneurs, there are so many wonderful businesses. And I thought, yeah, we need to dive into this pool and see how we can help others and how people can help us. And we did. And we found a lovely lady called Jo, who runs an internet support solutions company, and she has been invaluable with sort of saying, well, Millie, did you know about this? Did you know about that? Did you know about the other? And she is just wonderful. And then we were approached by a lady called Terry Ann, who again is another Ealing business alumni, and she sort of said, well, I'm starting this business building websites and copywriting, and I'd love to redo yours for you, Millie. And she was very honest, and she said, Millie, it is really dreadful, let me do something with it. And so it's been really lovely that people have approached us and said, hey, we want to help you make this better. And I actually think that, being a control freaky woman, we need to be like that, and we need to make sure that what we're doing is right. And if we can't do it, we need to say, you can do this, I can't do this, here, you do this, and I can help you with this. So there's been lots of sort of trading of skills. So we've done a party for them, they've, you know, copyrighted our website, and that again is a really wonderful thing that I think women have got it down. You know, we share the school run, we share childcare, we share businesses, you know, and I think that's fantastic. And I mean, there's another lady, Carleen Bender, here in Ealing, who, she is the most inspirational woman that I've ever met in my life. And she, again, built her business from scratch with 2 boys, moving to England. She's not English originally, moving to Ealing, again, a very competitive hub of lovely, beautiful business. And she has just, again, been, and, you know, there's been really too many to mention. And Amanda Frolick, you know, this is the lady who is, she is the queen of children's entertainment. She has been doing it for years. She's franchised across the whole UK. And she said, Millie, I really like what you're doing, but do you know that if you did this, this, and this, it would be better? And I thought, wow, you know, and it really showed me the beauty of women and women in business, because, you know, and Amanda said to me, she said, Millie, there's something you need to know about competition, and there's something you need to know about women. Competition isn't worth your time. And it isn't worth, you know, and it's true. So, you know, we stopped looking at what everybody else is doing. And to be honest, we've never really looked at what's going on. We've just been tunnel and and she also said that it's very unorthodox, but our lovely Amanda says there's a special place for women that don't help one another, and we have no place with them.
Excellent.
But this is the thing, I've been so lucky with having my lovely little Ealing business that's just grown and grown and grown and grown and grown. It wouldn't have grown had I not had other women to come and water the plant, if you see what I mean. And, you know, and as women, yeah, we need to let go. We need to let go of the apron strings. We need to let go of the purse strings, and we need to sometimes let go of our business just a little bit and go, help it grow. You know, if your children's ill, you go to the doctor. If you need help with your accounting, go to an accountant. Simple.
yeah, absolutely. And on my vision board, I have this quote that says, behind every woman who succeed, there is a tribe of women who helped her succeed. You may not know that I'm one of the things that I wear 3 hats with the same objective of empowering women. And one of them is that I'm the owner of the Athena Central London Female Network, and I'm all about women supporting each other, all about learn, grow, share, support each other. So everything you're saying, thank you. And I love it. I love it. And so what's interesting as well is that you really have understood at a, from what I understand, fairly early stage in your business process, that your time is best devoted to things that you do well. and leave to others what they do extremely well. And so you are not faced with that whole dreadful process of working on things that are draining you, etc., which is always quite challenging for, I was going to say women, probably men as well, but at the early stage of setting up a small business, is thinking, I don't have the money for it. But you expressed extremely well that there are other options to get started, and you bartered, and it worked. Yeah,
this is it. And I think as well, there's lots of people go on and say nice people finish last and kindness does it, but I actually think that it's about time we stopped thinking like that.
Absolutely.
And we said, and we approach people ourselves and say, hey, I'd really like to help you with this, and it would be my pleasure and my joy. And because good things happen to good people.
Absolutely.
We don't often hear about it. We don't often, and I mean, as well, sort of women as well, I think we're very sort of, we don't want to tell people, we don't want to boast about our success. Something else, we need to stop. Okay, girls, we need to let each other know, hey, this worked really well for me, and you guys, you should try it. And yeah, but I do completely agree with that. I agree that, and it's a bit like child rearing. It takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a village to raise a business. And in regards to sort of the money aspect of doing something with your new business, yes, it's your new business and you love it and you want to cling on to it, but sometimes you can't afford not to. You can't afford not to get that expertise. You can't afford not to, pick up the phone and say, you're really good at this, I'm really not very good at this, please can you help me? Because it just makes your business better. It makes you better. As you say, you can concentrate on what you want to do, what you're passionate about. And you're not sort of, I mean, with us, I remember standing in a children's party, literally going, I've got to do my tax return when I go home. And and I felt so bad for the parents didn't notice, but I felt so bad. I gave them their money back because I just couldn't.
You knew that your head was elsewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so keep your head in your game, let other people play theirs, and together you'll have the Olympics. There we go.
Excellent. So Millie, you made a good transition talking about entertaining. You were at a party. So tell us more about what you do, who you do it for, and where people can find you.
Oh, sure. Well, Millie Madness was my clown name, so I've reincarnated it. Millie Madness Entertainment, we started just me, myself, and I. I just wanted to be able to have it was literally meant to be a pocket money thing, do a couple of parties at the weekend and, pay for a holiday or something. And it got a lot bigger. So we do children's events and grown-ups events as well. We've done lots of sort of older birthday parties where people have wanted to embrace their inner child, which I am completely down with. That's a very good idea. Hire us for your 60th. So we do lots of events. So we do everything in one. So we don't think it's fair that a parent should have to hire a face painter, then a balloon animal maker, then a magician, then an entertainer. We think that's completely wrong and frankly a little bit unethical. So we do it all. So our entertainers can, again, they change hats. We're all multitaskers. They're all trained in face paint. They're all trained in entertaining the children. They're all trained in balloons. They're all trained in magic. So that's our sort of classic package, and we keep it affordable. We deliberately don't overcharge, and because of that, we've got a full date book. We also do charity events. So if any charities that approach us and say we would really like a face painter, we go, yeah, we're there. We want to do that. Not only is it great for us and for our soul to help people, but it's also great to get the word out about your business. Yeah, absolutely. So we send face painters, we send character people, we do lots and lots of things. There isn't anything we will say no to. So somebody phones up and says, can you do this? We go, yeah. And because again, that comfort zone is not good. Yeah,
that's not good when you stay. Yeah.
We've had quite a few very high profile clientele that have phoned us and said, we've heard you're great, would you come along and do XYZ? And we've gone, okay. But this is the thing, it reminds me of when I was in the circus. Whenever I stepped out on stage, I was always really nervous and thinking, oh gosh. And then afterwards, it's that high that you get, it's that adrenaline. And that for me comes from a parent coming over and going, thank you so much, you saved me so much stress, you saved me so much effort, or the children going, thank you for coming to my party. And it's food for your soul. It's wonderful to be able to help families because it's not great at the minute. The economy's not great. Everything's a bit of a challenge. So having those great events and things is really good fun. It's also fun at the Christmas party when you see the CEO up having a dance with some Christmas elves, and you think, yeah, good on you. Have some fun, book us. So we've got lots of social media. So we've got our Twitter, we've got our Facebook page. So tweet me at the Milly Madness, and like us on Facebook, and we'll do the same. We've got our website, millymadnessentertainment.co.uk, which you can find us on as well. And it's being rejuvenated by yet another new Ealing business on Friday. I'm so excited. I'm excited for them as well. They're going to soar. It's a husband and wife team. Fantastic, love them to pieces. So yeah, you can find us at lots of different events in London. We also sponsor the London Broncos. I'm a huge rugby fan, so we're sponsoring a lovely player there this year and things as well. So do come along and say hello, and and give me a call. Let's have a chat. Let's make your office. Let's make everything a lot happier. We recently went to an office where the manager sort of phoned me and went, yeah, staff morale's really down. So we sent a clown in to do some balloon animals and some face painting on a Friday afternoon, and productivity on the Monday apparently went through the roof because people were still laughing and joking about, hey, do you remember that clown that came in? And, so give us a call. Let's have some fun. Life's too short. Embrace your inner child and have fun.
Well, you definitely are very connected to your inner child, so that works.
Definitely. I'm doing the whole thing in front of my puppet theatre screen because I didn't want to show everybody the office and the wardrobe and the crazy behind it. But
because you must have a ton of material. Yes,
we've got a whole wall of costumes. We've got lots of different kits. Lots of, obviously we have the sound kit and everything else that goes with it. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Hence moving into a beautiful office, and that's another really important thing as well. I think women need to remember, you need to find your workspace. Away from the children, away from the husband. You need to have your space, and again, your productivity goes straight up because you think, well, I've got an hour. Let's run down. Let's go and do this, and and it's lovely to meet clients in your office rather than at your house when your child's got a cold and. And you're sort of winding them, and it just gives you a bit more professional image, I think. But
excellent. I have really loved this conversation, Milly. Thank you so much.
And you're gonna have to come out with us soon. We'll take you out, all of us. We'll take you out. We'll have a great evening.
This is super. So thank you so much for it. For our you're welcome. It was a real pleasure. So for the listeners, if you too are in a stage in your life where you think that you want something else, or you want to reconnect to your passion, or life has stood in the way and you have this feeling that you want something different, you can get a complimentary discovery consultation with me, so that we can look together how I can help you step into the driver's seat of your life, so that you can reinvent it. You can go for that to my website, www.agnesvanrhijn.com, and that is ANYESVANRHIJN.com. Thank you so much, and see you on the next interview. Goodbye.
Bye.